With the ButtKicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. ButtKicker. The future is feeling.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Rockingham Speedway here tonight on Freaky Fast Broadcasting, as we got a heck of a race for you here this evening with the Arca Evolution Series for Evolution Racing Leagues. This is going to be one heck of a show here at this old bumpy tough track of the Rockingham Speedway in Rockingham County, North Carolina. Remember, the Arca Evolution Series is brought to you by the proud sponsor of Or Nissan Central, the leading Nissan dealership in Oklahoma City. I'm Zach Hall, and tonight, joining me as always in the booth is my two partners in crime, Brandon Colley and Robert Moyer Jr. running the camera. So how you gentlemen out there doing tonight? Because, man, I'm telling you what, we got one special race here at this old, tough racetrack.
Well, Zach, doing pretty good today. I'm old enough to have seen a few races here, but not so old that I'll remember most of them. And unfortunately, one of the few tracks on the service for the NASCAR side of things that I've never turned a lap at, so I'm really excited to see how these Arca cars here can handle this crazy old surface and fun racetrack for sure.
Oh, man, that's for sure. It's going to be one heck of a show. I'm sure those guys are going to put on here in the Arca Evolution Series. The one thing that really sticks out in my mind, this track is, like you said, super old, but also super bumpy, technical. It eats the tires off. You really can get out there, burn the tires off, and you're going to be struggling at this racetrack. It's always been known as like this track in Darlington, the tracks that are like sandpaper almost when it comes to them tires. And this one has a special place in my heart also. This is the first racetrack I personally ever went to as a young child, going to many races here, many Cup Series, and back then Busch Series races. And man, I tell you what, it was such a great time, and very fond memories of going to the last Cup Series race here, and spending the weekend here in Rockingham County, North Carolina. Was definitely the closest track to me on circuit at the time, but as time went on, it definitely got out of the loop of the NASCAR Cup Series and the NASCAR racing realm. But the great thing about iRacing is we can bring these tracks back to life, on the sim here, just like we have like North Wilkesboro and multiple other tracks. So glad to have this one. I'm excited for this race. It should be one heck of a show, because I'm telling you what, it's a really, really tough racetrack. I know you said you haven't got around here much. I haven't done a lap around here. But man, I'm telling you what, it's one of the toughest racetracks, and it's as a driver, I've never, I love this racetrack. I've always thought it was one of my favorite ones, just because it's fond in my memories. But man, I'll tell you what, I've just never been good at this track, just because of how technical and how bumpy and how weird the line is. It's a definite beast itself, and I'm sure we're going to see somebody come out here tonight and be a Rockingham specialist. You never know, they could run away with this thing.
Well, just looking at it, watching these guys turn laps in practice, it's just it's a unique looking track. juts in the wall in places. The line off the corner, it narrows out in a hurry, especially out of 2. And like you said, it's a really unique line and that you need to have here to really carry a lot of speed around this place. So definitely looking forward to it and hoping, these guys can stay out of trouble. Like I said, it narrows up in a hurry, and one small lift can cause a big problem for some guys a little farther in the back of the pack.
That it can. It definitely can. This racetrack is going to be one of them ones where it's going to be some interesting racing. It's I think passing should be not the most difficult because it's just how the line is. The races I've ran here on iRacing, it's tend to be one groove right around the bottom. But I can tell you, as the tires wear out, that 22, it does become pretty viable to run up high, and I've seen people be able to make 3 and 4 up high. So, in the real life racing that I've seen here, this place you could run from top to bottom, and that was one of the beauties of it. But we'll have to see. iRacing sometimes, there's multi-groove tracks in the real life racing don't turn out to be multi-groove in here sometimes. So we'll have to see how that all plays out here tonight at the Rockingham Speedway. But I'm telling you what, we're going to get qualifying kicked off here, and we're going to see who our Sheffield Graphics pole winner is in these next 5 minutes, because these guys got 2 laps to put down their best time, and not an easy track to do it.
Well, while qualifying's getting underway here, do a quick race rundown. Looking at 60 laps here tonight at the Rock. One set of tires in the pits, fuel load at 40%, so I'm estimating that they'll probably be anywhere from lap 28 to 34. You should see the guys hit pit road if it goes green. Like you said, it eats up the tires quite a bit. Looks like you're really going to have to pay attention to not overheating that right front. The times don't fall off quite a bit, but it seems like the grip, you can't be quite as aggressive.
Yeah, that's for sure. I think like you said, you nailed it on the head right there, Kylie, with the right front. That right front tire is going to be very, very important throughout the whole night, and I'm going to be interested to see, who can manage that well. And the thing is, this track, it kind of can, I guess you could say, trick you almost. You feel like you can go super fast around here, which you can for a few laps, but then all of a sudden, after you run those fast laps, man, I'm gonna tell you what, those tires are dead. Especially 3 and 4. 3 and 4 is super high banked, a little more banking than 1 and 2, and a little bit wider. You can really throw the car into the corner there, and I'm gonna be interested to see. Right now is looks like Caleb Gilo is on the pole right now with a 23.77, and our top man in practice, Kale, in the 017, has not been able to back up his 23.61 as the moment he's in 23.80. See if his second lap can equate to anything. As we're looking here at Steve Potter there, he looks like he's going to be in the 9th position. And then Kale picks it up there to a 23.66. So the second lap is what Kale Seaman needed for that pole run. And we'll see if he can end up our Sheffield Graphics pole winner here tonight. Maybe we do have a little bit of time left, about halfway through qualifying.
Yeah, looking at the differences in time here, even Michael Sheffield and Kale, identical laps. Wow. It seems like a driver's track, really. There's a lot of, off-throttle time, and really makes a difference on tire wear for the guys that are able to, maybe hang off the throttle, let it roll a bit through center, get back to it, and you can make up a lot of lap time just being easy on entry and finding that sweet spot center off to get a lot more power down than everybody else. And the differences in qualifying times right now are showing that exactly.
You're completely right about that, Brandon. It's definitely going to be interesting to see what type of drivers can make this their driver's track tonight. Like you said, just so much off-throttle time, a lot of just different driving style that you can make to make up that lap time. So another cool thing we got going on here tonight, because this is one of the throwback tracks on NASCAR's schedule. Like I said, a lot of guys out here run some little bit of throwback schemes here tonight, so we'll be able to see some cool paint schemes out there on the racetrack tonight, and also some great racing. So we'll have to see how that all plays out. We're nearing about a minute left in qualifying. At the moment, Kale's time still stands, but like you said, Michael Sheffield pretty much tying, and that's 0.02 of a second, ladies and gentlemen. That is nothing. That's fast as you can blink your eye right there. That's definitely pretty crazy.
And speaking of throwback schemes, I noticed Caleb in 10 car running a Mark Martin throwback. If I remember right, he was pretty decent at this track, so hopefully that translates. So he'll be the guy that I'm watching the closest here for this race.
Yeah, definitely a lot of great drivers from this track in the past. Like I said, like you said, you hit the nail on the head with the drivers. You know, this is a drivers type track because the driver would make up a pretty big difference in this track just by the way they drive it. You could be in some subpar equipment and you could see guys come out here and really perform back in the days. But we'll have to see how these boys do as this is a fixed setup and everybody's got the same stuff. So that's the beauty of iRacing. We all have the same equipment. Now who can put it out there the hardest on the line, come back around to get that checkered flag, and you know, be our Sheffield Graphics race winner will be interesting to see. But we've got about 3 seconds left. I think it's about to click off here. Time is up, and it looks like Cale Seaman will be our pole setter here tonight, and he will be our Sheffield Graphics pole here in the Arca Evolution Series for Evolution Racing Leagues. Man, what a grid we got here tonight, and we'll go ahead and go through our starting grid here tonight. On the pole is Cale Seaman. Second is Michael Sheffield. Third goes to Caleb Kilo. Fourth is Kevin Zalabladil. Fifth is Justin Muller. Sixth goes to Stephen Carey. Seventh is James Courtnome. Eighth is Steve Potter. Ninth goes to Rusty Modesty. 10th goes to Ryan Ezel. 11th is Stephen Baldwin. 12th, BJ McDonald. 13th, Randy Cornwell. 14th, Daniel Gonzalez. 15th, Kevin Dowd. 16th, Jeff Carson. 17th, Stephen Rasek. 18th is Corey Bundenot. 19th is Josh Holmes. 20th is Matthew Bude. 21st is Zach Sandlin. 22nd is James Wright. 23rd, Matt Upbrook. And 24th round our field is Scott Taylor. And we will go and find our Sheffield Graphics pole winner here tonight and see if we can get a talk in with Cale here about his great run. Here to start off the day. Here you go, Collie. Here's the Sheffield Graphics pole winner tonight, Cale.
Hey, Cale, it's Brandon in the booth. You got a copy, bud?
Yeah, man.
Well, managed to snag the pole by 2 thousandths of a second. Pretty close battle with you and Michael there, but got the pole award here. How are you feeling about this race, man? You know, it's a difficult, bumpy, old surface. Got anything in mind? Any special tricks to keep that thing out front?
I just keep the car on the bottom, man. There's a lot of grip down there. There's not a whole lot of grip up top, but just want to try to keep it on the bottom as best I can. I'd like to thank Cody McCauley with 62 Designs for painting this car for me. Hutch Sport Racing, and just thank everybody that helps me out with this. I had a really, really good coach, and he's been doing a lot for me.
All right, bud. Well, as you guys are rolling off the grid here, wish you the best of luck, and hopefully you can keep that thing out front, and we will be talking with you at the end of the race.
Thank you, man.
All right, that's your Sheffield Graphics pole winner here tonight, Cale Seaman. And what a time for him there. 2 thousandths of a second quicker than Michael Sheffield on the outside. And I'll tell you what, it's going to be a heck of a race between these gentlemen out here as they go down this back straightaway pacing for the first time this evening, getting them nerves out of the way. And oh no, actually, it's like our third place man. Did he? Oh, he did. Our third place man, Caleb Kilo, fell through. So unfortunate connection issues there to start off this evening. Yeah, not the greatest. And that was Brandon's. I wonder who's gonna watch. Brandon dinks them there, but sorry, Caleb.
I'm so sorry, Caleb.
It is the pace car's gonna pull off there.
Green,
And we're going to get our green flag to start this race this evening here in the Arca Evolution Series at Rockingham Speedway. Let's see what type of racing this can put on. And like Cale said there, Brandon, the bottom groove, man. Watch that bottom groove, because Michael Sheffield got a heck of a launch off the top, too.
Yeah, it looked like Michael's trying to take advantage of the cold tires. Got all that grip still. Try to get a big run out of 2. And we got a caution.
Yes, we do, and this is our Ford Nissan Central first caution of the night.
Ooh, big caution.
Yeah, we'll go back and check this one out. It definitely was a big one here, and it looks like it started around BJ McDonald. And that 035 here as we go back to our Nissan Central replay for this caution. See up ahead here, there's the 35, and that McDonald's, gets into the rear of, I believe that was the 88 of Ryan Ezel. Unfortunate start there. This man, it went 4 wide almost, and that really hurt Daniel Gonzalez, BJ McDonald, multiple cars caught up in an early incident here at this start of this race. And I'm gonna tell you what, this track, like I said, it's a very tough one. It can be tough to race around people in. It's very bumpy, easy to overdrive the entries, and easy to overdrive the exits too, and getting that outside wall. So some early contact here to start this night and bringing out our first caution of the evening here in the Arca Evolution Series at Rockingham.
Well, Zach, going back to what we mentioned at the top of the show, that little bit of a lift causing a chain reaction later on in the field. Looked like down the backstretch there, 3 wide with Randy Cornwell, Steve Potter, and Stephen Baldwin. And there was a bit of netcode between Baldwin and Potter that sent Potter up into the wall and everybody else checking up. Just kind of cascaded from there.
Yeah, it's kind of, you pretty much hit the nail on the head again. You must be a carpenter tonight, Kali. For a track for a track you've never done laps around, you're hitting the nail on the head a bunch for it. So
I'm a racer, man. I know things.
Hey, that's right. That's what all these gentlemen out here and all the fans at heart, we're all racers. So thank you guys for tuning in. And with this first caution, this is our Nissan Central caution. Remember that Nissan Central is the leading Nissan dealership in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. You can go check out their website at www.ornissancentral.com, and that's or with 2 R's. So go check them out and see if you can find something there you like. Whew. As we're pacing around the Rockingham Speedway, man, I tell you what, these are easy laps around here. These are the easy ones you'll take because the Thunder Alley, that is an understatement for this place, man. And the Rock, the nicknames they have at this place. That's why it reminds me so much of Darlington, is because it wore the tires off the most, back in the day, and it's very similar to Darlington. You got 2 different corners that are completely weird in themselves. They got nicknames, the Rock. It's definitely an interesting place. Unfortunately, is not being utilized today for racing. Tell you what, if I had the money, I'd buy this place and I'd make her back into what she could be. But the sport had to grow, and unfortunately, this was a victim of that sport growing.
If I remember right, it was Texas, I believe, that bumped this off the schedule.
Yeah, it was to give Texas a second date. So
Texas.
And now look at Texas. And it's funny, last week we were at Texas.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So, flashback.
And before they go back to green here, I want to point out that Caleb in the 10 did manage to disconnect. He is only 2 laps down, so he's hoping for a few more of these cautions to get back on the lead lap. So he's still not out of it. I didn't completely jinx it. Still got a chance.
That's right. Still got a chance here at Rockingham Speedway. Anything can happen here, man. I'll tell you that much. It looks like BJ McDonald has brought it behind the wall as we get ready to bring this thing back to green flag racing here this evening and see if we can get this 60 laps underway. I'll tell you what, it's going to be a good show as we go back green here on Freak Fast Broadcasting.
Interested to see if Michael's able to pull off the same maneuver this restart. Looks like he's going to try it. Didn't wait quite as long on the high side, but got a great run out of 2.
Look at that run. Wow. What a run up front now. The 5 to the bottom, getting under Kale. That's going to be a great run as we got some cars touching in the back here, but they're going to keep it straight, actually. Good job on him. That was a car sideways on the apron. He did a good job of holding that. Could not see what that was. Now look at this battle here, too. We got Stephen Carey there going to the inside. Looks like he wants to try to maybe make some out of Justin Malarkey here, too, in front of him.
You see the bumps, shoving a couple of these guys up the racetrack midway through 3 and 4, but not too bad. Didn't seem to lose too much speed out of it. But have to watch that for later in the race. Maybe just overdriving it a bit.
Very possible. I mean, it's like I said, one of the easiest tracks personally to overdrive. It's kind of deceptive, almost. You get in there too hot, and you're like, "Whoa, I really missed it." Or if you get in there too easy, you're like, "Whoa, I really underdrove it." So it's one of them really deceptive tracks. One of the tougher ones on the schedule, in my opinion. And we'll see how it works out. As Stephen Carey here was right on board with him. He's on the inside. And Justin Larkey able to make that pass for third. It's a great start of a run here for Stephen Carey in that 083 as he's making his charge up through the field from that sixth starting position. Sorry.
Well, last time by, the top 3 ran almost identical lap times. Lap 4, Steven was about a 10th quicker than the 5 and the 017 of Michael and Kale. So slow gains.
And you really want to keep it on the bottom, as you see. That's one thing I'm noticing about that number 070 or 083 there of Stephen Carey. He is really in that green car, really ripping the bottom. He's keeping that left front right on the curb, but you don't want to get too much of that curb. I'm telling you, you want to be as low as possible. But if you get too low, like most tracks, that inside apron will send you up the racetrack very quickly and send that rear end around. As it looks like Randy Cornwell back in the 18 making a pass on James Courtroom.
Yeah, pretty textbook pass. You know, just snuck underneath going into 3 and no problem getting by through that set of corners onto the front stretch and slowly pulling away now.
As we look back here at the EO23 of Kevin Dowd, he's running in here behind Kevin's Labrador, and also Josh Holmes right there behind in the 009 as these guys are running in the 13th, 14th, 15th position. And back up here to Corey. Look at him ripping the wall in the 034.
Yeah, it looked like he had to lift just a little bit out of 2 and opened up the door.
Yeah, looks like
for Rusty to sneak to the inside.
Yeah, Rusty Modesty making the move on Corey there to take that 8th position from the 034.
Looking back through the field, Zach, you know, it looks like everybody's kind of settled out to about, 2 to 3 car packs with little gaps in between them.
It definitely has. And this is another allude to Darlington here. This is one of those places you got to race the racetrack. That's why I continue to compare it to Darlington. You can't get out here and run, super fast laps, or you're going to burn your stuff up. Is actually look at Stephen Carey up now to the 2nd position, past Kale, our pole setter. So up to 2nd for that 083 and that bright green machine there. It's can't miss Steven here tonight.
Yeah, through 1 and 2, looked like Kale was a little bit heavier on entry, but able to make it stick. And I think Steven might be backing off a little bit, maybe burned him up, just trying to make that charge to get up to 2nd, taking it easy for a couple laps before he resumes the charge. Just look at that, Kale just right up to the back bumper on entry 1.
Yeah, that was my question. We've seen Steven come up from 6th now to 2nd. I'm telling you, this place can be deceptive. You got lots of grip at the beginning, but if you overdo that grip level and you burn that right front up, you're going to see yourself go backwards pretty quickly. As Kale trying to make the pass, but I still don't let Justin Malarkey get to the outside. Can't Justin Malarkey make a pass around the front of Kale looking back to the corner. Back bumper, he does slide back to 4th. So Justin Malarkey up to that 3rd position, and looking really cool. One of our top contenders in the Cup Series, making his way up there.
Looking at the different lines, Zach, I think maybe not in 3 and 4, but it seems like that middle line in 1 and 2, I don't know how much it's going to eat up the tires throughout the rest of the run, but, you can really make up some time running there. It just seems like you're able to carry a little bit more speed center off. You don't have to quite worry as much about sliding out to the fence and having to lift.
Yeah, the big thing I'm looking at right there is you've seen Steven Carey there continue to move back now as he's gotten passed by Kale, and Randy, he barely gets by him there in the 18 as he clears the 083. Now Randy up into fifth, or up into fourth. Sorry about that. And the thing is there with that, Brandon, is it's a late apex. You know, if you get to the bottom too early in 1 and 2, the corner kind of feels like it goes on forever, and you just got to keep putting wheel, and you get tight off the X's. We actually got our second caution of the night here. So it looks like we're going to get our second or Nissan Central caution here in the Arca Evolution Series, and it looks like, pretty sure it's the 002 of Steven Rasek. Yeah, as you can see, he's got a little damage here. We'll try to go back on replay, catch what happened to this 002. Oh, no.
There it is again, Zach. That little lift, and somebody behind him wasn't anticipating it.
Yeah, it looks like he got into the wall on the entry. Or a couple. Oh, actually, that was a different car. Sorry about that. Here we go on the replay. Oh, he does get into the wall a little bit right there. Bounces off in the 002. Here comes the 003 of Jeff Carson to the inside. Hard racing, and look, oh, who was that behind him, actually?
It was Steve Potter in the 094.
Yeah, it looks like a hard contact to the rear end of the 002, and that just sent Steven straight head first into that inside wall, and heavy damage on that 002 for our second caution of the night, brought to you by Nissan Central. Now, the question is, do you pit?
I don't think so. I still think they're outside their fuel window here. So I think everybody's going to have to stay out. But if you, I don't know, might think about taking tires, maybe for one of these guys in the back, just to try something. But I don't think you'll see anybody down here that's not trying to repair some damage, Zach.
Yeah, very, very true. We just seen Caleb Kilo, our third place man in qualifying. He looked like he just got one of his last back from his early disconnect, so he's back to 1 lap down in that 10 machine. So he'll need another one of these cautions to get back on that lead lap for his hope at a chance to move himself up the order. But so far, Michael Sheffield's looked pretty strong here tonight, and it looks like we yeah, so we did have some definite pitters there. So it looked like Kel, the 017, Randy Cornwell, Rusty Modesty, Stephen Baldwin, Zach Sandlin, Kevin Zalabladil, Ryan Ezel, and Jeff Carson. So now the question is, did they take tires? I'm gonna look here. Randy Cornwell did not, I know. Kel is the question. Kel did.
Apparently they know something I don't, Zach. Looks like we've got a few guys that did take tires with a 14-second. Cale Seaman, Stephen Baldwin, and Ryan Ezel. But everybody else, I think they may have either taken 2 or just topped off the tank. And going back to Caleb getting his lap back, needing another caution. It's something that we've seen here on restarts, and not just this track, but a lot of other tracks. Old tires and restarts, you get a lot of wheel spin, man. I know this track is pretty big for the wheel spin.
Oh, it can be huge on wheel spin. Now in these race cars, I'm not sure how big it's going to be an issue. We'll have to see. With the lower power tier here, but I still expect it to be some type of issue. It looks like the first car out of pit road will be Randy Cornwell in the 8th position, so not too bad for Randy there.
And something I was going to bring up during that last run is, Randy was making his way up through the field. He's the guy that we talk about every week, where he's just really good at saving his tires. Yep. He's got that long run pace, and he's just so patient in making those slow gains throughout the run. So, maybe it's going to free up his car a little bit, and he's still going to, I think, have a lot more rubber than these guys ahead of him. But I think Michael was running even or just slightly quicker lap times during the run. Michael Sheffield in the 5. So they look to both be in pretty good shape.
Definitely so. As remember last week, Randy Cornwell was our winner at Texas. So remember, he did that on the no-stop strategy, which was super impressive. But looks like our pace car is going to head off this front straightaway, get back down to pit road. We're about to get the green flag. There it is as Michael Sheffield takes off and leads this field down to turn 1 as we've completed 25 laps here tonight at the Rockingham Speedway.
Everybody did a really good job on the restart. Didn't see any bobbling or anything. Ooh, Zach Sandlin in the wall hard. Looks like he might have a little bit of wheel damage, but nobody else made any contact, so they're still going.
Yeah, no, good job of hitting the wall and keeping going. Because like I said, this place will eject you. You hit that turn 2 wall and it's just a straight left that the car wants to do.
Yep, I've noticed with the physics on iRacing, sometimes some things are a bit over exaggerated, but you see that wall sneak it up on you, put a little bit more wheel into it, and it just kind of sticks the tire outside of the wheel well a little bit, and when it catches the wall, it just springboards you.
Oh, definitely, and especially these cars. It seems like these things climb the wall half the time, so that's always been one interesting. As we look at this battle, Zach Sandlin, there's dropping back now. And he's just got passed by Kel on the new tires. It'll be interesting to see what Kel can do on the new tires. I think that'll be a big difference, but I don't know if they can make it on fuel. That's the question we had there, Brandon. If he can make it on fuel, it's not too bad of a strategy, but he needs this thing to go green pretty much.
Yeah, thinking about these guys that did come in and take 4 tires, it's a risky strategy. You're just hoping that this goes green, or that you're confident enough in your pace on older tires or just pace in general that if you start ahead of guys on fresher tires, that you're going to be able to keep them behind you. So I think he's feeling pretty confident. Whether or not it goes green, that remains to be seen.
Yes, it does. We look here at Josh Holmes. They're running in the 7th position now. Getting good in that race car. Doing a great job here running the 7th. A little bit on the bumps there, as you see, and look at the 17 making a pass behind him, Kevin Zabladil. See battles with Ryan Ezel. Great racing going on though here at the Rockingham.
Ooh, that was close.
Oh, we have a spin in the back. It looks like that's going to bring out the caution. That is the 17 on our pole, 017 on our pole set of Kel. Looks like he was involved.
Looks like Matt Upbrook, Rusty Modesty as well involved in that wreck.
That it was. So we'll go back here on our Order Nissan Central replay here at Freaky Fast. Here comes the 17. Remember, he's on the newer tires, just sticks it to the bottom. 3 wide under Matt Upbrook. Oh, and I don't think he knew it was 3 wide when he went to come up the racetrack. And the 069 was there. So really nowhere for Rusty to go with that. That's going to hurt. Really hurt Rusty, really hurt Matt Upbrook and Kel. All 3 of those cars very badly damaged here from this caution. So our 3rd caution of the night.
Yeah, Zach, and you look like a little bit of netcode played a part in that, but you guys saw it on Sunday where you're not anticipating it being 3 wide, so you come up a little bit and netcode just helps out with the rest, and around she goes.
Yeah, it can always bite, man. You never know when the netcode is going to bite. It can always happen. Look at this now. This is going to push Randy Cornwell to the lead. Brian Ezel in 2nd. And it looks like Michael Sheffield led the rest of these guys down pit road. You get them 4 tires and a fuel.
Well, unfortunately, for these guys that stopped this last caution to take tires, it kind of works out for them, except for Kale, involved in that accident. But the difference is not going to be that great. The guys that took tires and were gambling on, maybe going green or at least being longer, it kind of worked out for them because they got a lot of track position, but they only had 2 laps, just enough to maybe get up to full temps. So they're still in pretty good shape. But I noticed during that last run that Michael was able to pull out a crazy lead. I didn't know exactly how large of a lead that was as we were looking back through the field, but he was, I'd say, at least 10 car lengths on 2nd place.
Oh, he definitely was. He was out there flying. So, definitely interesting. And if they pitted there, it makes you question if these other guys can make it now with this caution. So we'll have to see what transpires. And I believe Randy Cornwell still has a set of tires.
That would be right. At least one side, at the very least, I think, because he only had a 6-second pit stop, so he may have only taken rights. But I don't imagine he would have only taken the right sides. He'd probably saving them for later. But we'll see.
Right. We'll definitely have to see how this plays out, but tell you what, I'm excited to see how it's going to happen here at Rockingham because I mean, tires are so huge. We'll be able to see if Michael Sheffield can just drive his way on back up there and be able to capture the Sheffield Graphics race winner. And that would be awesome to see, as he is the owner of the sponsor here, Sheffield Graphics, for the Arca Evolution Series and Evolution Racing Leagues. Remember, they specialize in sim racing paint schemes, as well as team logos and race posters. They do not charge for the work. The only thing they ask for when they do work for you is that you ask for donate to the Folds of Honor, and they have a link directly to donate to them on their Sheffield Graphics Facebook page, and they're based out of Chesapeake, Virginia. So remember to go check out Sheffield Graphics at facebook.com/Sheffield Graphics. So search them up, and you will find your iRacing, any iRacing, sim racing paint needs, or team logos and race posters. So great stuff from there. And we're gonna go back green flag races. The green comes back out. Randy Cornwell takes off in that 18 machine with second place man Ryan Ezel now up there.
And Randy took off like a rocket on that restart. Wow, that was a fantastic job. He's got the bottle up in the back here, about 8th position or so. It's a hornet's nest.
That it is a hornet's nest back here. Michael Sheffield trying to work his way through previous leader here, trying to get past Jeff Carson. Oh, getting stuck behind Owen Corey in the 034, almost into the rear of the 5. He gets slammed into the wall. There's Justin Malarkey on the bottom. Oh, Jeff Carson into the outside wall. Oh no, we're going to have another caution here tonight. And oh, they're still wrecking big here. We seen that live here on Freaky Fast Broadcasting. Jeff Carson going for a wild ride in the 003.
Yeah, it looked like it hit the wall, throttle stuck, and unfortunately, I believe that was Cale Seaman that got the worst end of it.
Yeah, it does. Like Cale got a pretty hard hit. So did Josh Holmes. Yeah, and Cale took the second hit there, and also Daniel Gonzalez. Multiple different cars involved in that. And I believe this is going to let Caleb Kilo get by into the lead lap positions, I believe, in that number 10 machine. So, good job on Caleb.
Don't call it a comeback. Been here for years.
Right? Well, this is going to be very, very interesting to see what he can do if he can make his way somewhat through the field here. And you never know, catch cautions the right way, he could be in position to get a top 3, top 5, or maybe even win. And as I say that, did he blink out?
Yes, he did. Oh no.
I didn't do it. Oh, there he's back. Okay.
Whew. Oh, my heart.
I didn't do it.
We're just not going to watch him for the rest of the broadcast and hope he finishes well.
That's for sure. While we're under caution here with our Nissan Central caution here at the Evolution Racing League's Arca Evolution Series, we want you guys to out there tuning in. Thank you for tuning in, first of all. It's always special to have y'all out there on the chat there on Facebook and YouTube. But check out the descriptions there, and you can get your Evolution Racing League's merch there. So they got their merch store down there, also with Freaky Fast Broadcasting's merch store. Let's go check them out, and you can get you some nice old merch that is very high quality there on Redbubble. But we also want to give a shout out to our sponsors here that keep the lights on at Freaky Fast Broadcasting. So we want to give a shout out to Rocket Racing Setups. Rocket Racing Setups is your one-stop shop for all your iRacing setup needs. They've been dominating the dirt since 2017, and after a short break, they have rebuilt and they're ready to rocket their customers back to the front of the pack in 2020. They're producing dirt oval, asphalt oval, road, pro trucks, and rallycross setups, and they currently have multiple builders working on doing setup packs, booklets, and coaching lessons, and much more. Remember, you can find Rocket Racing Setups at www.rocketracingsetups.com, and you can use a promo code for 10% off, DLAM09. So remember, that is DLAM09 for all your iRacing open setup needs. And we also have ButtKicker. Feel what you've been missing. Remember, every game deserves a truly immersive experience. The ButtKicker Gamer 2 lets you feel every detail, from the subtle footsteps to the rumble of a V10 powered race car, from ambient environmental effects to the power of a nearby explosion. By moving a physical mass instead of only air, the Gamer 2 provides instant, accurate, powerful base response, and it's all perfectly synced with every game and no additional software. So remember to go check out the ButtKicker Gamer 2, one of their fine products there on ButtKicker.com, and proud sponsor here at Freaky Fast. And we thank all those sponsors, as we're going to get ready to pace down this back straightaway and get this race back underway. We are under 20 laps to go when we take the green flag. It'll be 19. And man, oh man, what do we see happen from here is going to be the question, as Michael Sheffield made his way back up to 7th, but Justin Malarkey, the first guy on tires, there in 5th.
Well, Zach, the more caution laps they end up having, the less that 10-lap fresher tires is really going to matter. It's giving these guys on older tires a lot of chances to cool them off.
Definitely is, as the pace car pulls off and the green flag back underway. Randy Cornwell takes off with Ryan Ezel behind, as we ride on board with Stephen Baldwin there in the bottom lane, trying to take that 3rd position away from Kevin Slappenfield, as he's got Justin Malarkey, Stephen Carey, Michael Sheffield, Corey Mundut all behind him.
See Corey really diving in on the high side there to try to make something work, but the bottom is so strong in 3 and 4.
As there's a ride on board with the number 034. And up front, Ryan Ezel tried to make the pass, but he just got to the outside wall. That's going to let Kevin into 17 make a move to get up to 2nd. Now, Ryan dropping back. It shows you how easy it is to overdrive these corners. Lose a bunch of time.
Yeah, seen it a bunch so far this race, that trouble spot out of 2. If somebody has to lift, again, a lot like Darlington, if there's a checkup out of 2, guys just get run over. It's really hard to get on the brakes.
That it is Owen up front. Look at that. There's contact there between Stephen Baldwin and Justin Malarkey, with also Stephen Carey right in behind. Can Malarkey make the pass, as Kevin has got past Randy Cornwell in that 17 and has taken the lead of this race.
Back in 7th position, Michael Sheffield. Oh, is this contact?
And that is, looks like that yet, but it should bring out a caution here at some point. Maybe not. It looks like we're going to stay green, as that was contact between Stephen Carey and Stephen Baldwin. So the 2 Stevens having major issues now as we look back at Caleb Kilo. Man, big problems there for our 2nd and 3rd place guy. Now is Justin Malarkey trying to take 2nd in that 073. He's going to go by Randy Cornwell. So is Corey in the 034, and so is Michael Sheffield in the 5 machine. Looks like.
Unfortunate for Randy Cornwell in the 18. I think he's just waited a little bit too long to decide to take tires. It's really biting him now, and I don't think there's enough left in the race for him to really make it back to the field if there's another caution he elects to.
Yeah, I think you, as I said earlier, hit the nail on the head. It's a little too late possibly for him, especially with all these other guys that are going to be staying out. They don't need tires. They don't have tires. So we get Michael Sheffield trying to get under Corey here to take the 3rd position back. Sheffield was definitely dominating this race. And up front, Malarkey goes to the lead. What a race we have here.
Sheffield, an early lead, got stuck back in traffic after that pit cycle, but making short work of it now, getting back to the front. Still got 10 laps to go here, 11 laps to go.
Definitely so. Here's they come down the back straightaway. Michael Sheffield up to the second position there as he makes the pass on Kevin Zabladil. As look, oh, Corey trying to make the pass on Kevin. Just could not make it work. Got really, really loose. He slides back to fourth as now the battle for the lead starting heat up as Michael Sheffield has closed in to the bumper of Justin Malarkey.
Well, Zach, last time by, Michael Sheffield 1/10 quicker. We'll see what they're at the line here.
Side by side down into 1 and 2. The 5 gets the drive through the center. Can he clear? Yes, he does to the front. Michael Sheffield back to the lead in that 5 machine.
Yep, power move on the inside there. Great setup across the front stretch. And last time by, he was 2/10 quicker. But here comes Malarkey fighting right back. Same move.
Yeah, he was 9 laps to go, side by side for this lead. Can the 5 get the drive off of the turn 2? Malarkey has to lift. Michael Sheffield back in control, clear of second place. Is letting the third and fourth place guys come right back into it.
Yeah, Corey battling there with Kevin Zabladil. Looks like Kevin's fallen off just a little bit, but the front guys, apart from Michael Sheffield, they're running almost equal times. Corey a couple tenths quicker than Justin and Kevin in second and third. But I think there's a little bit too much time for him to make it up to the challenge for the lead. But third place is not out of sight just yet.
That is not. There we go, looking at Kevin Dowd up to the 5th position there from starting 15th. You also got Corey, who's moved up from 18th to 4th. So some big, big movers here throughout this field. Also look at Daniel Gonzalez here running 6th, starting that 14th position. What a run for him. Actually getting caught up in an early caution too, so good job for him to bounce back.
Well, back up to the race lead. Michael Sheffield's slowly reeling in some lap traffic here. We'll see if that's an issue at all. Looks like he's going to have to lift a little bit out of 2.
Yeah, whenever you got to take that tighter line off the exit. Oh, and the wrecking behind the 17 and the 034.
Turn 2 strikes again.
Yes, it does. Turn 2 has been Calamity Corner here tonight. And this is our Or Nissan Central replay here on Freaky Fast Broadcasting. As we look back at this incident has brought the caution with under 10 laps to go here at Rockingham Speedway.
Ooh, Kevin Dowd barely squeaked by there.
Yes, he did. And you'll see right there the 17 a little loose. 34 tries to get to his inside, but there's Kevin Dowd to the inside of him, and just that's a little train reaction there type deal. And wow, I tell you what, Kevin Zabladil did a great job not to really hit anything.
Yeah, he's already got a little bit of left front damage from an earlier incident, but it could have been a lot worse in a hurry there.
You'll see him now come down pit road here to get some work done on that 17 machine. I tell you what, now that pushes Daniel Gonzalez even farther to the grid. Now he'll be in the 5th position. So I tell you what, the restart here is going to be very, very interesting.
Yeah, I believe this will be unofficial green-white checkered. By the time they go back to green, I could be wrong. It may trigger the first. But looking at the 034 of Corey, and it doesn't look like he's got any damage at all. It may be a visual thing, but his car looks pretty clean.
Yeah, he also did a good job keeping it pretty clean. So, let's see here what he can do on this restart.
I also want to point out on the back of his car, it says call 1-800-YOU-SUCK.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Trying to keep that car behind you. Don't want to look at that bumper.
If I see that bumper in front of me, it's not going to be there for long.
It's going to be a wild finish here now. I believe this should take us into overtime, I believe, for a green-white checker. I believe so. As we're nearing here, it'll be 3 to go. Or actually, it'll be 2 to go here. So, yeah, we'll most likely get extended.
Green, white checker, it's always exciting. Especially on these old tires, everybody's going to be trying to flat-foot it and get as good a jump as they can get.
Yes, they will. It'll be their goal here to get what you can, and we got 2 attempts possibly. This will be our first one. So I have the green white checkered here. What finish we might see here. This could get very, very feisty, and see what the fireworks could fly.
Really quick, not to jinx it. Caleb's up to 12th. Okay, back to the front.
And he's hoping for 2 attempts.
Oh, yeah.
All right, guys, this is going to be possibly our final restart of the night. Who's going to bring home this checkered flag and get the Sheffield Graphics Waste Winner Award? We'll see here as the pace car is going to take the hard left turn off pit road. Green flag back in the air for our first attempt at a green-white checker, as Michael Sheffield with a great launch to put himself up into the lead with Justin Malarkey second. Now the battle for third rages on. Oh, and Corey almost into the outside wall, loses ground. Oh, and they're wrecking behind. We're going to have another caution here, or Nissan Central caution.
It's Caleb. Oh, no.
Why, Brandon?
I'm so sorry.
Oh, man. It looks like some contact between him and I believe that's Steve Potter? Yeah, Steve Potter. The 094 here. We'll go back on the replay and check this one out. As they come off of 2. The 094 comes up the racetrack, and it tends, kind of low off the wall and just into the inside door of the 10, and that bounces him off into the 17 of Kevin Zabladil. And from there, it goes pretty intense as I believe it was who was it flipping?
Steven Racing in 002. He went for a wild ride.
Wow, look at that replay. Look at that front right tire. That thing is broken. Well, we re-rack them now. We'll see what happens this time. This is one's gonna be for all the money though, right here too. If we get a caution next time, it's over.
I don't even want to call attention to anybody.
Don't do it. We're being real bad with the jinxes tonight. I'm not calling.
Yeah.
I'm not calling nothing the rest of the night. It's we're haunting these cars here, I guess you could say, with our Halloween spirits coming soon. So, man, I tell you what, that is unfortunate for a few of those guys. But it's racing, baby. But I tell you what, if you're enjoying this race here tonight, remember we also have a race at 9:20 Eastern right after this event, and that's going to be very, very wild as we go to Dover in the RSR Cup Series here, brought to you by Evolution Racing Leagues. So this is the feeder series to that Cup Series. So the playoffs, man, I tell you what, they are in full swing up in the Cup Series up top, And they got their last race tonight of round 1. They'll be cutting down from 16 drivers to 12. So 4 drivers will be going home, or knocked out of playoffs. They won't be going home, but they will not have a shot at championship no more, and we'll re-rack them back down to 12 and get ready for round of 2. But man, I tell you what, tonight Dover is going to be fun, just like the night here at Rockingham was. So if you ain't got nothing planned, tune in to later tonight at 9:20 Eastern, and you'll be able to see some great playoff Cup Series racing there at the Dover International Raceway.
Don't listen to Zach. If you got something planned, go ahead and cancel it. You don't want to miss
That's
the
true.
race.
That's true.
What are you gonna do? Hang out with your family? Nah. Racing's your family. You gotta be here.
Freaky Fast is your family. Exactly. There you go. As we get them back too wide, I believe we will have the pace car lights off. Yes, they are, and this will be our final restart of the night's event here at Rockingham Speedway for the Arca Evolution Series. I tell you what, this is going to be the deciding factor, of course, but it's going to be wild throughout this whole field to see who can get themselves in a better position than they already are right now.
Well, unfortunately, I think Michael's just so strong on the restarts here. I think the race is gonna be for second, unless somebody just manages to nail the restart and keep up with him. We haven't seen it yet, but that's about the only way I think they're gonna be able to contend.
That is for sure. Michael Sheffield been super strong here tonight. He's gonna try to get that Sheffield Graphics Race Winner Award as the pace car pulls off. Green flag back in the air here at the Rockingham Speedway as Michael Sheffield leads us down to turn 1. Malarkey did a better job this time as it's side by side now for second and third, and the caution immediately comes out. Who's in third? Is it Kevin Dowd? I think it is. Oh man, that's an immediate caution. We'll go back and check that out. That's going to end our race tonight. And it looks like Randy Cornwell involved in the 18 machine. Oh, some major net code. Wow, as we go back here on the replay, you're going to see this. This is going to be interesting. He jumps to the inside of Josh Holmes. There's Ryan Ezel. He said he's covering that off. There's the 18 below, and look at that net code. Never even touched. Sends the 18 down to the inside wall. Hard lick. It's going to send him back up the racetrack in front of the field. And surprisingly, well, not surprisingly, Caleb Kilo was the only person to hit him.
Oh, jeez.
And Jeff Carson. Sorry, so 2 cars hit him. But man, oh man, what a race we had here tonight, Rockingham. It's been a tough one. But I tell you what, Michael Sheffield is going to be your race winner, with Justin Malarkey coming in second. And I'm trying to figure out who's third. It says Corey, but I'm pretty sure. Did Corey get third? I don't know. I thought it looked like Kevin was ahead at the end, but it might have actually been Corey getting that third place position. Wait for the results to fix themselves out. As I believe Corey did get third there in the 034. Yes, man, they're testing the back straightaway pit road.
Yep, making use of the old pit road there.
As Michael Sheffield is your Sheffield Graphics race winner here tonight in the Arca Evolution Series. Congrats to Michael Sheffield. And remember to go check out Sheffield Graphics at facebook.com/Sheffield Graphics. So what a race we had here. And we will take a break as it looks like Michael's going to pull it down here. Maybe do him a little burnout. There it is. You can see the smoke coming from the tires. Oh, what a beautiful sight and what a great feeling that is. But we will go to a quick break as we get these gentlemen ready for their podium interviews. All right, we are back here at the Rockingham Speedway after what a race we had here in the Arca Evolution Series. And we have our top finishers here tonight to talk to these guys and see how their race went. And our first driver here is Corey. And he is had a pretty good night, starting in that 18th position, getting up to third. So let's see what Corey's thoughts here were on Rockingham here tonight. Hey, Corey, it's Zach in the booth, man. You got a copy?
Yeah.
Hey, man. Well, heck of a race here for you tonight, buddy. You started in the 18th position, and you made yourself all the way up to the third there, and you're able to squeeze by as we got that quick caution there at the end of the race. But how was Rockingham here for you tonight, man?
I came in here with no practice. I probably haven't even ran this track before, so 2 laps of practice in the qualifying. Started 18th, as you said, and I just had some good luck and a good car.
Yeah, definitely did, man. You definitely made your way up through the field, and you used your race as practice. And sometimes that's what you got to do. So good job on that, making your way up to the top 3 finishers here tonight. We head off to Phoenix next week. How you feeling about Phoenix there, Corey?
Well, I don't know if I'll actually show up. I'm one of those kind of people that show up when I want to, so.
Okay, 10-4, man. Well, hopefully we might see you there at Phoenix, but if not, man, congrats again on the 3rd place finish tonight. Anybody want to send a shout to?
Well, Random Designs Paint Services and Fonseca Miller Racing, Bead Birds, Thunder Motorsports, and OSR Network.
10-4, buddy. Well, you have a great night, and we will catch you next time.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, that was our 3rd place finisher tonight, Corey Mondenot. And we will move on to our race winners. We do not have Justin Malarkey. Let me make one more quick check for see if we got Justin Malarkey, and we do not. So, unfortunately, we do not have our 2nd place finisher tonight, but we do have our Sheffield Graphics race winner, and that is Michael Sheffield, who really put a hurting on him tonight. And we'll see what his thoughts were on Rockingham. Hey, Michael, it's Zach in the booth, man. You got a copy?
I got you, Zach.
Hey, Michael, well, what a race it was for you tonight, man. You started in that 2nd position. Looked strong early from the very beginning there. We had a quick caution, and then after that caution, you were able to take the lead with a really nice move in 1 and 2, using that upper group to get that really good run off. And then from there on, you know, you pretty much kind of ran away with it. Then you had to drive back through the field again after you had to put tires on it. But, man, how was Rockingham out there for you tonight, Michael? Because you look really, really strong.
It was fun. You know, it's just this track I've run a lot, and it's you just got to know where you can make the line, you know, make the runs at the lines of this track, or especially coming off too. You got to watch that outside wall. It'll sneak up on you if you get the car set right in the middle of the corner. You can get on the throttle pretty well, and like you said, if you go up high, you can get a good run off to get some speed. But all in all, I mean, I'm very happy with the night. You know, I was able to drive back through it. Got a little tight there, but you know, everybody made it through. So.
Yeah, definitely had your close calls there coming through. Actually had that incident happen right in front of you, and you were able to guide your way through there. And yeah, we've seen it all night. Turn 2 definitely was the Achilles heel for a lot of people out there. And what do you really think makes turn 2 so difficult? It seems like it tightens up really quick there.
It's just the exit of the corner. Looking at the corner, you know, in your mind, it looks like you can pick up the throttle pretty well, because the way it comes into turn 1 is kind of more of an outward angle, and it gradually slopes in, whereas the exit is more of almost like a 90-degree when you're coming off the corner. It's a sharper turn off the corner. So that kind of pushes the car up towards that wall, and you just got to know where you can be on the speed and where you got to have the car set going through 1 and 2.
Definitely so there. Yeah, definitely a very tough corner, a very tough track here tonight at Rockingham. And you were able to tame it there, Michael, tonight, and congrats on the win. We go to Phoenix next week in the Arca cars. How you feeling about Phoenix?
Pretty good. Run there quite a bit too. It's just going to be practice, you know. That's the key thing, is just running practice, running laps, seeing tires, you know, checking all that stuff, and then going from there.
Awesome stuff, Michael. Well, congrats on the race win tonight. Before we let you go, anybody want to send a shout to?
Yeah, I want to thank the rest of my guys over at Slide Jobs Racing, Curtis, GT, Matt, and David. I mean, just over the years, just together, running tracks like this, communicating with each other, helping each other with the lines. It really pays off. I want to thank Ryan and Scott and the rest of the guys, for this league all together. I mean, it's a great place to come and have some fun.
It definitely is, Michael, and congrats, like I said before, man. Good luck tonight, and we will catch you at Dover, and good luck again.
Thanks, guys.
All right, that was Michael Sheffield, our winner here tonight in the Arca Evolution Series at Evolution Racing Leagues, brought to you by Nissan Central and Freaky Fast Broadcasting. It was a wonderful, wonderful night, and we will head to our race results here at the Rockingham Speedway. And we just had a talk with him there. Was your race winner, Michael Sheffield, in the first position. Second went to Justin Malarkey. Third is Corey Bundenot. Fourth goes to Kevin Dowd. Fifth is Stephen Carey. Sixth is Daniel Gonzalez. Seventh, Josh Holmes. Eighth is Stephen Baldwin. Ninth goes to Caleb Kilo. 10th, Steve Potter. 11th, Jeff Carson. 12th goes to Kevin Zabladil. 13th is Zach Sandlin. 14th, Randy Cornwell. 15th goes to Ryan Ezel. 16th place will go to James Wright. 17th is Stephen Rasek. 18th is Matthew Dew. 19th, James Courtrone. 20th is our pole sitter after a tough night is Kel Simon. 21 is Matt Upbrook. 22nd is Rusty Modesty. 23rd, BJ McDonald. And rounding out your field tonight in 24th at the Rockingham Speedway. And don't forget, coming up next at 9:20 here in the next 50 minutes, we'll be back live again here on Freaky Fast Broadcasting to bring you the RSR Cup Series at Dover International Speedway as they got their final race of round 1, cutting their 16 playoff drivers down to the final 12. So a very, very tough race here. Not final 12, but down to 12 drivers for the playoffs. But a very, very tough race coming up. So don't miss out on that. And we will be back soon. And thank you guys for everything. Brandon, thank you for calling a great race with me tonight. And Robert running the cameras up here.
All right, go ahead, Brandon.
So it's fun as always, not knowing much about Rockingham on the sim. Learned quite a bit and had a lot of fun doing it. So look forward to Dover here shortly.
10-4. All right. Well, we will catch everybody tonight at 9:20 Eastern here with Evolution Racing League RSR Cup Series at Dover. But until then, Brandon, Zach, we're going to head off to Dover from Rockingham. Everybody out there, God bless everybody. We love you all. Peace out.
Later, everybody.
Bye.